When we talk about hinging with back pain, there's a few movements that we can use to incorporate into our daily life just to help maintain control as far as our back is considered. One of the things that we can do is using diaphragmatic breathing just to engage the core better and maintain neutral spine in the back when we're going through a movement. The other thing that we can do is include hinging into our daily lives and our routine. So with those two things, when it comes to the diaphragmatic breathing, we do have a YouTube video already covering diaphragmatic breathing, but just as a quick review, what we're looking for in diaphragmatic breathing is we're looking to include the basically belly breathing and 90-90 breathing, if you're familiar with that, or box breathing. But instead of inhaling and sucking the stomach in and pushing the chest out, we're kind of doing the opposite. So what we're doing in that diaphragmatic breathing is we're inhaling and trying to make our belly as big as we can possibly make it. So we inhale and exhale. And as we exhale, we want to think about bracing the abdominals, or almost pushing that air down into the hips to help maintain that neutral spine, instead of filling the chest up with air and then taking basically all the control and the bracing out of the abdominals. When we kind of marry the two together, the breathing with a hinge position, it's going to be a lot safer for us to perform a movement with our back. So sitting, for example, is a great example of this. When we go to sit, we want to incorporate that diaphragmatic breathing with a hinge technique. So not necessarily a full hinge, but a hinge technique. So as I'm sitting, and let's say I have some back pain, so I'm trying to prevent that, I want to take a big deep breath through the belly, hold that breath, and hinge my hips back. So I'm driving the movement with the hips back to my seat and not just plopping myself in the chair. So I'm maintaining control as I come down to that position. And then from this position, as I'm standing back up, I'm going to breathe, stand up using the middle and back of my foot, squeeze the glutes at the top. Again, we don't want to, especially if you have back pain, just plop ourselves down on a seat. What we want to do is maintain control with the abdominals, push the hips back, so I'm sitting on the back of that feet, open my knees, and come down to the seat and control the movement as I come down into that seated position. So a hinge in general, if you think of a door hinge, you've basically got the door and you've got the wall, and the hinge is in between. So it's moving like this, correct? Our hips are acting as that door hinge. So think wall, door, hinge. So in that hinge position, what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to sit on the middle and back of my foot. Inhale, brace the abdominals, protect the spine, push the hips back, keeping the body weight on the middle and back of that foot. Use my hamstrings, my glutes, my hips, tight core to stand up. So it's inhale, brace, sit the hips back, exhale as I come up. So I'm trying to exaggerate that breathing a little bit and breathe a little bit more through the teeth. Again, if I just let go at the top of that lift, I completely let go of all the tightness that I'm trying to create to brace the spine. However, if I can breathe and exhale through the teeth, and exaggerate that a little bit, I can keep the core tight as I go to change the position. So with back pain, going from a standing to a seated position or vice versa, just making sure that the core is tight, sitting on the middle and back of the foot, drive the hips back, maintain control into the seated position. Now I can exhale. Again, still kind of pushing the air down, and then as I stand back up, squeeze the glutes at the top, perform my activity. So as far as maintaining control, breathe, brace, exhale. With all hinging positions, keeping the weight on the middle and back of the foot, keeping that spine neutral, so we're bracing the abdominals as I push the hips back, and then stand back up, and again, squeeze the glutes. So everything's doing some work here. We've got the glutes, we've got the hamstrings, hips, core, to protect that spine. So if you're moving around with back pain and you want to look for a way to protect and maintain a good neutral position, incorporate your diaphragmatic breathing with hinging positions and proper squatting technique as you go through your day.